Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. This is your weekly rundown. First up today, Taco Bell. Taco Bell announced on Thursday a pop-up hotel coming to Palm Springs, California later this summer between August 8th and 12th. They'll be taking over the V Palm Springs Hotel in what is another marketing ploy, trying to get people to recognize the brand more, get their name out there more in a crowded market space. And apparently, this looks like it could be a lot of fun for those people that enjoy Taco Bell. They'll be waking up to room service of different cheesy Taco Bell items. You know, from tacos and burritos to whatever, and room service and things like that throughout the day. They'll be selling exclusive Taco Bell items around the pool area that only the people that are at that hotel are going to be able to have access to, which, is, I guess, the selling point. They're going to have exclusive things that you can't get unless you're there. But this all sold out. The whole hotel sold out for these days, August 8th to the 12th, in 2 minutes. One, that shows you Taco Bell doesn't really need to really put their name out there. It's not like Taco Bell doesn't have a huge following as it is, or at least huge brand recognition. But, according to a Taco Bell executive, Jennifer Arnault, she said in a statement, "We're excited to give a peek into Taco Bell's first hotel that is truly Taco Bell luxury at a value as we evolve how fans can celebrate with the brand this summer and beyond." Now, on top of that, on top of the being able to get Taco Bell room service and exclusive items out by the pool and everything, you're also going to be able to float around the pool on giant inflatable sauce packets. Yeah, you heard me right. They're going to have sauce packets as rafts in the pool. Now, if you ask me, this looks like a fun day, a fun weekend to be had. If I would have known about it and had money for it, I sure as heck would have taken them up on it, because, that would have been fun. But to those people that got tickets, I hope you'll have a great day. Hopefully, some of y'all will post video and stuff to YouTube or on Facebook and stuff so people can actually see how this all went down, how well Taco Bell actually did putting this together. But this sounds like a really fun weekend and everything. And so, I guess we will see exactly what Taco Bell does here. Next up, a little Trump news. First off, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter basically called out Donald Trump the other day as an illegitimate president as he was speaking at a panel at a Carter Center event the other day with moderator Joe Meacham. He was asked what the president should do over the Russian meddling in our elections in 2016. He says the president himself should condemn it and admit it happened, which I think 16 agencies have already agreed to say. He goes on to say, and there's no doubt the Russians did interfere in the election, and I think the interference, although not yet quantified, if fully investigated, would show Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election and was put into office because of the Russian interference on his behalf. Asked whether or not he thought Trump was an illegitimate president, Carter said, based on what I just said, which I can't retract, I would say yes. So Jimmy Carter believes that Donald Trump was actually installed as a president by a foreign power, namely Vladimir Putin and Russia. Now, we all know that there was lots of Russian interference in the elections in 2016. But as of yet, it's been yet to be proven. But since we will never have a full investigation directly into just the interference itself, we may never know. Now, we do know, based on the Mueller report, that Donald Trump did not directly ask for help. At least Mueller could not find any proof that Trump asked directly for help. There was that one time where he was like, Russia, if you're listening, I hope you find the emails, which had been a running joke in the media and with the Trump campaign up to that point. So we can't really be sure that that was like an order to the Russian government, hey, find those emails. He could have legitimately been joking. But Jimmy Carter calls Trump out as an illegitimate president. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Trump is a legitimate or illegitimate president here in the United States? Do you believe he was installed by a foreign power? And if so, why? Speaking more on Donald Trump, he was recently at the G20 summit, of course, to discuss things with Vladimir Putin, joked around about the Russian meddling in the 2016 election. But he also had a meeting with the leader of China. He and the leader of China got together, they had a discussion, and the trade war between China and the United States is on hold for the time being. Trump said that he will not be removing any of the current tariffs on China, but will not be adding any. Let me get you a quote from him right now. I promise for at least the time being, we're not going to be lifting tariffs on China. We won't be adding additional tremendous amounts either. We have about $350 billion left that we could tariff, that could be taxed. We are not going to be doing that, Trump told reporters at his closing G20 press conference in Japan. So this is good news for some people, you know, that those industries that aren't affected yet by these tariffs. Of course, the tariffs have already affected farmers and other people like that. I'm hoping that this thing will get resolved pretty quickly and that we'll lift these tariffs that are hurting our farmers and hurting small businesses across this country and hurting importers as well. But that is one good thing that came out of the G20 summit, is that at least for now, the trade war is on hold. We will not be having any escalations, apparently, for the time being, with the trade war with China. As well, one last story here. Apparently your dog food could be causing a heart disease situation for your dog. There are a number of recipes out there for dogs, you know, all the different brands and stuff out there. And apparently some of them are being linked by the FDA to heart disease in dogs, or cardiomyopathy. It's basically a disease of the heart muscle itself. And this is very bad for your dog. You know, this could cause sudden heart failure, which, you know, you sit there taking care of your dog, you think you're feeding them just right. And apparently there's been more than 500 cases of what they call dilated cardiomyopathy, or DCM, in dogs eating certain types of food. It says here, DCM is a condition that affects a dog's heart and results in enlarged muscles. Dogs with DCM tire easily, cough, and have difficulty breathing, which leads sometimes to them dying. Here's a list of some of the brands with some of the most frequently diagnosed cases of DCM that's been reported to the FDA. And we're going to start with the highest here. Ancana had 67 reports of DCM. Signature had 64. Of course, there's that Taste of the Wild, which I always thought Taste of the Wild was a fairly healthy thing for your dog, but apparently it's not. They had 53. For Health, 32. Earthborn Holistic, 32. Blue Buffalo, 31. Nature's Domain, 29. Merrick, 16. California Natural, 15. Natural Balance, 15. Orgeron, 12. Nature's Variety is 11. Nutrisource and Nutro and Rachel Ray Nutrish all have 10 cases. Now, that's not a lot of cases there at the end. You never know if they're directly linked to being like that, but you've got some of the others like 60, 50, and 60, and those first three that I mentioned. My suggestion, though, folks, is to check your dog food, see what you're feeding them, and just at least pay attention to their health. If you're noticing changes or something, you know, to get them to the veterinarian as quick as possible. The FDA suggests talking to your veterinarian about a good dog food, and maybe that way they can talk to, you could figure out a good thing to feed your dogs. But anyhow, that's the story about coming out of the FDA right now. Is that this can cause sudden death by your dog of your dogs if you're not careful. A lot of the products though that were causing this are products that involve things that you wouldn't that don't normally feed dogs. You don't normally feed dogs. Sweet potatoes, peas, things that aren't meat products. Apparently, this can cause a problem in dogs. So check your foods. Read the. I'll try to leave a link in the description below. Check the dog foods. Check all the foods out from the list. And see where your food falls. See if your food is on that list at all. And watch this space. I will try to bring you more information on it as I can. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. This has been your weekly rundown. Have a great day.